Imagine a little boy named Osama, with eyes so bright, they held a universe all their own, a rich inner world that only he knew. At just 4 years old, Osama was diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder. It wasn't an illness, but a different way of seeing, of interacting with the world. He found comfort in routine, distress in loud noises, and confusion in the silent language of glances and gestures. His mother, Sana, threw herself into understanding what she called Aso's world. She devoured books, attended meetings, and fought to build a bridge into his reality. But this bridge was one she had to build alone. The rest of the family, led by his father, Khalid, and his paternal grandmother, refused to even acknowledge the ground she was building on. Their rejection began with denial. The grandmother would scoff. "What is this strange talk? He's just a stubborn, spoiled child. He needs strict discipline, not these specialist sessions." She saw his unique traits as flaws in character, simple misbehavior to be corrected with a firm hand. His father, Khalid, felt a different kind of sting, shame. Osama's silence, his particularness about food, his delayed speech. Khalid saw these not as parts of his son, but as personal embarrassments in front of family and friends. "Why can't he be like your cousin's son?" he'd demand of Sana. "He speaks fluently, he plays football." This diagnosis is a shame upon us. For Khalid, his son's difference was a stain on the family's honor, a public failure he couldn't bear. As the years crept by, this denial festered, turning into a cruel and deliberate isolation. Family gatherings became a source of pain. "Keep him in his room," they'd insist. "We don't want him bothering the guests with his noise or strange movements." And so, Osama would sit alone, the distant sound of laughter a painful reminder of a world he wasn't welcome in, clutching his favorite toy for comfort. He was an outcast in his own home, hidden away like a secret. In the small moments of daily life, the chasm grew wider. Only Sana made the effort to connect. Khalid kept his distance, always on edge, fearing one of Osama's sudden meltdowns that were simply his response to being overwhelmed by a world not built for him. Khalid never once tried to enter his son's quiet world. He never tried to play with him in the way Osama understood, like arranging colorful blocks into long, perfect rows. It was easier to stay away than to try and understand. The weight of this rejection fell squarely on Sana's shoulders. Khalid's frustration soon turned to blame. "This is your fault," he would snarl at her. "You spoiled him, you ruined him." Each word was a blow, deepening her exhaustion and her profound loneliness. She was fighting a battle for her son, completely alone, in a house that was supposed to be a sanctuary. The breaking point arrived on Osama's 8th birthday. It was a day that should have been filled with joy, but instead, it laid bare the family's fractured heart. Sana had a simple request. She asked Khalid to take them to the zoo, the one place where Osama seemed to find true, uncomplicated happiness, soothed by the calm sounds of the animals. It was his special day, and this was his one wish. Khalid's response was cold and dismissive. "I can't. I have important work. Go by yourself if you want." But he wasn't finished. He locked eyes with Sana, his gaze harsh, and added in a low, venomous voice, "I wish I had never listened to those doctors. This child just needs a stick to learn how to behave like a normal man, a stick for her gentle, sensitive boy." In that moment, something inside Sana shattered. She looked over at her son, sitting in the corner, whispering to himself as he meticulously arranged his colored pencils. She didn't see a problem to be fixed or a shame to be hidden. She saw the most wonderful, honest human being she had ever known. And in that heartbreaking clarity, she finally understood. The rejection wasn't about Osama at all. It was about their own ignorance, their own fears, and their complete inability to offer unconditional love to a child who was different. Sana made the most difficult decision of her life. Quietly, she gathered her own small bag and Osama's. The silence in the house was heavy, filled with unspoken pain and years of disappointment. She left behind a family that had chosen fear over love, a family that preferred the illusion of social standing to the beautiful reality of their own son. She was walking away from the rejection and walking towards a future where her son would be cherished for exactly who he was. As they walked out the door, Osama didn't look back. Maybe his beautiful, intricate inner world shielded him from the full weight of the rejection he was leaving behind. Or maybe, just maybe, he sensed that for the first time, he was heading towards a place where he wouldn't be asked to change, just to be accepted. A place where his world wasn't a problem, but a wonder. A place where he could finally, truly, be home. This wasn't just an ending. It was the painful, powerful start of a new beginning, a testament to a mother's fierce, unconditional love. Stories like Osama's are happening all around us. If you or someone you know is navigating the journey of autism, remember that understanding and acceptance are the greatest gifts you can give. There are communities and resources available to offer support and guidance. You are not alone. Thank you for listening to this story. If it moved you, please consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel for more content that aims to open hearts and minds. Your support helps us share these important messages.